about today is increasing non-traditional participation here at our school. This has become a topic because there's a very low percentage of non-traditional students in several of our programs here. There's very few males in health and cosmetology and very few females in welding, cabinet making, auto tech, and collision. This was the hypothesis of the paper that I did. The percentage of students at the Cleveland County Career Technical School becoming career and technical education completers in non-traditional programs will be increased by focusing more on recruiting efforts and guidance plans toward non-traditional students. Throughout my study, I had to use some words that may not be familiar to people that are outside of career tech. So here's some of the definitions that I added to the paper. Career technical education, a term applied to schools, institutions, and educational programs that specialize in the skilled trades, applied sciences, modern technologies, and career preparation. Completers, a student earning 3 credits in a career and technical program. Non-traditional programs, a career or technical education program for an occupation which employs less than 25% of either gender. Also, a guidance plan, a developmental educational plan used to ensure that students' academic, social, emotional, and career technical needs are addressed within their school environment. Also, a non-traditional student, a student who is pursuing a career or technical education. All right. Through articles and research that I had to do, here's a few areas that I pointed out. Now more than ever, there are more women entering into the job market. 50 years ago, that wasn't the case as it is now. There's a lot more women. Therefore, those women need places not just in the traditional areas, in other areas. They need positions in non-traditional areas. Job availability. A lot of our students, as you know, are in college prep, and they're all in AP classes. But what if something comes along and they're not able to attend college? They're not able to afford it. A personal situation comes up and they can't go. They don't have the skills that they need that they could obtain through career tech to go and get a job. Another issue is that we think of like welders as men. I read another article about vocational educators, and many of them have worked out in the field and they're used to working with all women or working with all men. So when somebody new comes in, it's hard to deal with that situation. Just, it's something new and that they're not used to. There are also barriers in the workplace. We know sometimes they think that women can't work on a car, or that men don't need to be in labor and delivery. There doesn't need to be those barriers because women and men can do the same jobs. Of our career clusters that we have here in Career Tech, women are only represented in 20 of them. So that means there's a lot of our career clusters that there's no or very little women. Social and family influences. We all know that students, their buddies, their friends may say something about, you don't want to go take that class, it's for girls. That's something that we also need to look at. And family influences. The parents may not want their child in a specific area. Also in the family influence, though, a positive is that males that have a mother that is a nurse are more likely to go into nursing. I already touched on this. Men are uncomfortable in some areas of nursing. That's true, like the labor and delivery. In some spots, men have felt uncomfortable. here's some things that I've suggested that we do to improve our non-traditional numbers. First, we're going to have sexual discrimination and stereotyping training at the beginning of the school year. Then each month, the students are going to receive some type of training. Maybe just a male nurse coming to speak to them, or a female that works in a car dealership, just so that they see people out there and being successful in these non-traditional fields. Also, we'll assign a mentor, if possible. If there's a female in auto tech and she's been there a couple of years, maybe it would help if she talked to a younger female that was coming into auto tech, just so that they have somebody to confide in. Mr. Lovern will, as he does his walkthroughs, will pay attention to anything that if they feel like a female is not participating or a male is not participating, and point those out to Ms. Howe, and she'll have conferences with these students and, what's going on? Is there something that we can do to fix the situation if they feel uncomfortable, if they feel like they're not able to do the things that all the others are able to do? This is something that we're already doing, careers assessments, analysis, and the visit. When the 9th graders come and visit, I thought, as Ms. Howe, the counselor, does these things, we'll make more presentations that show non-traditional. When I've added, pictures to PowerPoints, that's not always the case, but just a little focus on the non-traditional to show them that they can do this too. They can do anything too. In April, we'll send out a letter to the parents and see if they want to come and visit after their kids visit. Because if the kid's interested in, say, nursing, let them come and see that it's what it's really about. Because I would go with 99% of them don't know what is involved in each of these programs and how it can help their kids. And then at the end of the year, we'll analyze the results and see how far we've come. And this is where I got all my information. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you.